What if I told you there's a tool that can catch 75% of swing highs and lows in a trending market? If that sounds too good to be true, I assure you it's not. I will prove to you that it's not. And I'll show you a tool that can do just that in this video. So in this video, we are talking about a premium and discount trading strategy like you've never seen before. So my name is Justin Bennett. I've been a full-time Forex trader since 2011. And as always, all of this is for educational purposes only and not financial advice. So looking at the Euro hourly time frame, before we get into an actual chart, I want to just kind of map this out for you guys. For those especially who are not familiar with premium and discount. And the easiest way to do that is I'm going to take a short position here, plot it on here, because this is going to give us a perfect 1-to-1 ratio. So the idea behind premium and discount is very simple. So imagine that this is your swing high up here. Imagine this is your swing low. This is your 50% line. Everything up here is considered premium. Everything down here is considered discount. With the idea being that we want to look for buys in this discount window down here, and we want to look for shorts in this premium window up here. Now, if you're familiar with this, I assure you to stick around. Don't click off, because I'm going to show you something in this video that I promise you have not seen before. Even something that can show you or tell you when a change of character is about to happen before it actually happens. Sometimes a whole day in advance. So looking here, guys, the issue that traders run into is that you have obviously premium up here, discount down here. But the issue is that this right here, depending on your time frame, this could be 50 pips, it could be 80 pips, it could be 100 pips. And so the issue is, where exactly do you look for shorts here, and where exactly do you look for buys down here? Because again, these can be very large areas in the market. And the solution to that is something called optimal trade entry. Okay, so let's move down here to the euro, and I am going to write this up here so we're all on the same page of exactly what this term is. Okay, so optimal trade entry. All right, and so for short, that is OTE. Now, some of you also may be familiar with this, but again, I'm going to show you something in this video that you've, I'm sure, never seen before, because I've never seen it taught anywhere else. But optimal trade entry, what this is I'm going to draw up my fibs now. And this is the tool here that I use, but I have modified this here so that I only have a few levels shown. And I'll put up the settings here. You can pause the video and copy these settings and create your own fib like this. And then if you're not familiar with TradingView 2, what you can do is you can actually come down here to the bottom, and there's a template. You can't see it here, but there's actually a template where you can save this template once you have it created to whatever you want to name it. And that way too, you can use the default fibs if you want, but then you also have this one here. So what this is you can see here, we have the 50%. Okay, so just like above, we know that this up here is going to be premium. Everything down here below the 50%, this is the 50% line. Everything below this is going to be discount. Okay, now you'll also notice that I have the 79 and 62. So these are the 79% and 62% levels. Now, the nice thing about this is considered OTE, this area through here, this darker green box. So what we've done here is we've taken this discount window down here, and so we've gone from this, okay, all of this back here, to a much more refined area. Okay, so that in and of itself, we've already refined where exactly we're looking for buys and sells. And I'll show you in this video exactly what to look for in these areas as well. So this applies to both, an uptrend and a downtrend. So you can see that if we have an uptrend, you're dragging from left to right, and you're dragging from lower to higher, which is always the case here. And then in a downtrend, you would do the opposite here. You would drag, again, from left to right. It's always left to right. But in that case, you'd be dragging from higher to lower. Okay, so like this. So you can see here that you have this area up here. So this is your premium, and this is your discount. And the same thing over here. This is technically your discount. This is your premium. The difference is that in a downtrend, you want to look for shorts and premium, okay, up here. And in uptrends, you want to look for buys into discount down here. Okay, so let's get into an actual example now, and I'll show you how this works in the markets as we play this forward here on the euro. Okay, so we're also going to talk through break of structure, change of character, so basically SMC market direction. If you missed my recent video on that, I encourage you to go check it out. I'll link to it in the top of this video, because that's really going to set the stage for everything we're talking about here today. All right, so we have, OTE, we've talked about OTE, we've talked about premium discount. Let's play this through and see what we get here from the euro. Now, we obviously have an uptrend, and I want to point this out before we get into the break of structure, because you can see back here off of this high. So this right here would be your external high. This was the high right before we got this displacement lower, okay? So this displacement lower, you can see this was our external high up here. We had the change of character right through here. So if we mark this out, we can see that this was technically a change of character, okay, a bullish change of character, because we went from a downtrend to an uptrend. So that's important to understand, because once we get this, then we know buyers are taking control and we're looking for buys on pullbacks only. But again, the question is, where exactly do we buy? Okay, now what you're going to notice here is off of this low up here to the high that broke this structure back here. What you're going to notice is that we don't technically have a pullback into this zone, and this is going to happen. there will be cases where you don't get the pullback down here into OTE, right? So as I play this forward, you'll notice that we don't get a pullback down here. However, what I want you to pay attention to here is the fact that we had this breakup here, this change of character, okay? And if we play this forward, what you can see is we had the pullback down here into this region. Now, this is another key factor. A lot of people ask me, what kind of a retracement do you need internally to call it a break of structure? Okay, so what you want to see is you want to see the market take an internal high or low. So this right here is an internal low, and we did take that here. So if we move forward now, you're going to see that we do get the market moving higher above this recent high over here. Okay, so moving this forward, you can see we get the market moving up here, consolidating a little bit. We did get a wick above this high. However, that's not a confirmed break of structure. And you can see we're getting closer now. Let's play this forward, see what we get. That right there is our confirmed break of structure. So what we have here is an external low down here, and we have this high up here that confirmed that change of character. Now we also have a new break of structure, okay? So you can see how we are starting to get a little bit more structure in this market to where we can start to plot this out. So from here, what I'm doing is I'm looking at this external low because we always want to draw premium and discount from external highs and lows, okay? Internal highs and lows do not concern me. I'm not concerned with all of this in here. Internally meaning this low right here, this high, and this low. This is all internal to the external structure that we're getting here. Okay, so let's go ahead and move this forward, see what we get. The euro is still trending higher. So what I'm looking for now is I want to see the market start to pull back, because once we start to get a pullback right there, I'm going to be able to start to plot my fibs. Okay, so I can plot my fibs down knowing that this is my external low down here. Again, we had the break of structure over here. So we draw this out. We have off of this high right up here. If I can get this here, let's see, this high over here. This is our break of structure. Okay, so right here, we know that buyers are still in control. So from there, what I can do is I can draw out my fibs from this external low. So this was the low before the break of structure up here to the high. Now this high could change. Okay, we don't know if the market's just going to come down here and then make a new high and then pull back again. But it doesn't matter, because even if that were to happen, what I would do is I would just simply drag this up to the new high. But the point here is that once you see this kind of structure here, we have the change of character, we have the break of structure. I know buyers are in control. I am only looking for buys on pullbacks. But again, the issue with premium and discount is that if you look at this here, this is our 50% line. Now, this area down here is quite large. Okay, so unless you had the OTE drawn here, you would be saying, well, from this low down here up to my 50%, that's 50 pips, right? That doesn't really narrow it down for me, okay? Because if I tell you that I'm looking to buy in a 50 pip window, it doesn't really help all that much, because that is a massive area on a 1 hour time frame. So the beautiful thing about OTE is that it's going to refine that down to an area that's this big here instead of this big, okay? And you'll notice over time, if you test this yourself, you're going to find that it is very, very eye-opening of how often the market will come down here to this 79% to 62% area. Basically, what we're identifying here is where the 618 fib and 786 fib lie within this current range. Okay, so looking here, let's play this forward out and see what we get here from the euro. Now, another thing too that this is going to keep you out of, if you have this drawn, you know that this is the 50%. You know you cannot buy up here. This is premium. We're now in an uptrend, so we are only looking for buys into discount down here. And so what this is going to keep you away from is breakout traders, right? Breakout traders love to buy against highs like this, but 9 times out of 10, this is going to fail. Okay, this right here is going to fail. They're looking at this as key support. They're buying through here. You can see where we start to get a little bit of a bounce here from the euro. And so you can see those buyers trying to step in there, those breakout traders thinking, okay, this is the low. We've had the breakout. Now I'm going to buy. And guess what we get? We kind of consolidate here a little bit. All the retail traders are buying right here. And you can see right there, they are getting stopped out. Okay, now what you're also going to see right here is that we did dip down here into the upper band of this OTE. Now, this right here is enough. I don't need to see it come all the way back here. The moment that we hit this, okay, we don't have to be inside of it, but the moment that we hit this area, I am dropping to a lower time frame and I'm looking for a change of character. Because keep in mind that markets are fractal. What that means is that this on the hourly is an uptrend. However, if we go to a, let's say 5-minute time frame and we come back here and look at this move over here, what you'll notice is that this is a downtrend. Okay, so on the 5-minute time frame, this is a downtrend. So what I'm looking for, once we get down here toward this OTE, again, we tapped it right here. Okay, so we tapped the upper band right here. Once we hit this, I am looking for a lower time frame change of character. And what you'll notice is that this low right back here, so this low right here on the 5-minute, you can see that we did get a break of structure. So what that means is that I can use this high right here okay, to confirm a change of character. Because again, we had the break of structure right here. That tells me that this is an external high on the 5-minute time frame. And what you'll notice here is if I draw a level over here from this high right up here and drag this across, you can see we do have a confirmed change of character right here. So that right there told us that within this leg, okay, so let's map this out. We have an uptrend on the hourly. We drew out our fibs from the external low to the high to map out our discount area OTE right down here, okay? So once we tap that, I'm looking for an internal change of character, in this case on the 5-minute time frame. Okay, we had the break of structure right here. We had the change of character up here. Once we have this right over here, I am looking for buys, okay? I'm hunting for buys. And depending on where this is in relation to some of these lows, I may just go ahead and buy this outright and then put my stop loss below the low, okay? Especially in a strong trading market like this, because you don't always get the move back here into this window again to look for a buying opportunity. So if we play this forward now, we have the change of character there. We play this forward on the 5-minute time frame just to kind of see what we get here. You can see we are trending higher, and we come up here and we do start to test that high, and then we take that high out, okay? So, you know, really nice right there. Again, right there into that OTE down here. We're then looking for a low time frame change of character to look for longs, all right? So hopefully that makes sense. If we go back here to the hourly time frame, let's take a look at another example. So you can see that in this case, it worked out perfectly. And don't get confused by this low over here, because remember that we're using this external low to this external high. So in this case, this over here didn't exist, right? It was already there on the chart. So we're not looking for this over here. This is what we want. As soon as we tap that upper band, that's when we're dropping down to a low time frame to look for that change of character to trade with the trend here on the hourly. Okay, so really clean setup there from the euro. Now, we have a new break of structure over there. Okay, so I'm going to remove this here just to kind of keep it clean. So we have a new break of structure over here, once again, telling us that the market remains, buyers remain in control. Okay, so that is all that this is telling us. We're not looking at this as a key level. We're not trying to buy against this. All we're doing is saying, okay, buyers remain in control with this new BOS. Okay, so with that, we're looking for a high. Now, we don't know where the euro is going to top out here, but what we do know is that this is our external low. So we already know that this is our external low down here. So in real time, what you could do is you could just start to draw out your fibs looking at this high up here. You just have to make sure that if you do get a new high up here, that you move this with it, okay? But we know for a fact that this is our external low down here because, again, this was the low before this break of structure, okay? So if we go ahead and move this forward now, I'm going to keep my fibs on there just to kind of show you guys how I would do this. So we're moving forward here. I would draw this up, drag this up to that recent high to give me my discount window, my OTE down here, okay, my optimal trade entry. This is where I want to hunt for longs. Okay, so let's move this forward here. You can see that we've got a new high here. So I'm going to move this forward. Again, we're just waiting for the market to come back here into this zone. And this is, you know, basically just really simple 1 hour swing trading here on the hourly, where we're looking for the market to come back here, not only into our discount window, but also to tap that OTE. Now, full disclosure, there will be cases where you get the market coming down here into discount and not fully hitting your OTE, and you may miss some trades. So that is, you know, one caveat here. That is one downside to it. But the benefit to this is that you're going to get a lot more conviction when you do get the market coming down here into that optimal trade entry. Okay, so in this case, you can see that the euro dipped right down here. So this is exactly what we wanted to see. And also, I want to point out something too. Back here, what you're going to notice is in this OTE right here that we drew, what you're going to notice is this hourly candle. And you'll be able to visually, once you trade for a while, you'll be able to just visually pick out places like this here. And when you see this kind of a candle that lines up with an OTE like this is a great area to look for longs, because there is a void here where the market is most likely going to want to come back and rebalance candles like this, okay? Because this was an imbalance in the market back here. And you can see that's exactly where we came down here on the euro. We came back here to rebalance that area. So looking now at the 5-minute time frame, we do have the market moving into our OTE. So we're looking here at the 5-minute, and you can clearly see that this high up here is going to be our external high. Now, there is a little bit of debate. You could say, well, it's actually this high up here, or this one. We're going to use this one here because really, if you look at this, I mean, it's very, very close, like with this low, whether we broke that or not. In my opinion, we did not. And so really this high we can't use. This is the high really that triggered that displacement lower. So we're looking at this high over here. Now, if we play this forward, we're going to see this is the high that buyers have to break to tell us that they are in control. And then we're about to get a change of character within this downtrend. Remember, this is a downtrend on the 5-minute. It's an uptrend on the hourly. Okay, so we're looking at this here. We're playing this forward and seeing what we get. So the market has to take out that high up here to confirm that buyers are in control. We've had OTE, and that is step one, but we're really looking for buyers to take control here because we don't know if that's going to be the bottom or not. Okay, so I'm going to just play this forward here and drag this over since this is taking a while. And what you'll notice here that this is not a break of structure, because notice here on the 5-minute time frame, we did not close above this. Okay, so without a close above this, wicks like this does not count as a break of structure. So we're still doing nothing because we don't know. Buyers haven't really confirmed yet if this low down here is going to hold. We don't have any indication of that just yet. So if we move forward here, you can see that we're just kind of consolidating here. On the euro, still really nothing to do. And I'm going to go back here to the hourly and drag this over some, because this is a quite a long consolidation for the euro. This does happen sometimes, but that's why we have to stay patient. And you can see where we got the dip down here into this area once again. Now we technically swept this low right back here. However, what you'll notice is that let's see if we took out this low. Let's see if we close below it. Okay, because that would be material from a market structure standpoint. You can see we did not. We did not close below this low over here. So what that tells us is that this high back here is still the high that buyers have to take out. Okay, so again, we've had 2 taps down here into OTE. We don't know if this is going to hold yet. We need to see buyers take out this area up here. Okay, so let's play this forward here and take a look at what we get. All right, so still moving lower, coming down there, test the low again, still consolidating, still nothing to do. And just imagine too, in real time, I know you guys are probably thinking, oh my gosh, all this price action, we're not doing anything here. But really, I mean, look at how choppy this was, right? Do you really want to be trading and chop like this? Personally, I don't, okay? So moving forward, let's see what we get. Now we come up here, test the high again, and right there, what you're going to notice is that even on the 15-minute time frame, we did close above this, okay? So now we have a change of character. So that's important, because what it tells us is that within this internal downtrend, okay, within this internal downtrend here, this is coming to an end. So we have an uptrend on the hourly. We have the market coming down here into OTE. We have an internal change of character right here. That means that we're looking for buys. Okay, now one thing I want to point out here, if you go to the hourly time frame, and keep in mind that with an hourly time frame too, you're going to have quite a bit of time to figure this out as the market moves. But what you would notice is if I go back here, okay, and just snap it right here to this candle, okay? So this technically is where we got the 15-minute change of character right here. You can't see it on the hourly, but on the 15-minute, this was a confirmed change of character. Now, as soon as we get that, what I'm looking at here, if I go back to the hourly, you'll notice that we have these 2 candles completely untouched, okay? So all of this space down here, all of this imbalance here for the euro, that I want to see the market come back here and tap this area, right? So for me, in this case, also because this change of character up here, the distance between this is so large from here, this 15-minute change of character down here to the low, you're talking about, over 40 pips. So that's too much for me. I want to see the market come back here and rebalance this area so I can get a tighter stop, better risk reward in this region. Okay, so playing this forward, let's see what we get here on, let's go to the 15-minute time frame and play this forward. Okay, so again, this is our pocket down here that we're looking for the market to rebalance, but we know that we have that internal change of character. So we know we're looking for buys. Okay, so right there, the market comes back here in this region. Now on the hourly time frame, what you'll notice is that we came back here and we rebalanced both of those candles. Okay, so this one up here, we rebalanced. This one down here, we rebalanced. Now, you can also see where we have fair value gaps down here as well, FVGs, right, off of this high right here. So if you missed my recent video too on FVGs, go back and please watch that. I'll link to the top of this video for that, to that video so that you can go back there and watch that. But stuff like this here, when you start combining areas like OTE, uptrends, market structure with fair value gaps, order blocks, things like that, then you can get some really high conviction trades. So this was perfect. We had that internal change of character up here. We know we have an hourly uptrend. We have the market come back here into OTE. And now we have the market rebalancing these hourly candles back here. Okay, so this is perfect. I'm looking for buys down here, stop loss below the lows. Okay, so let's play this forward now and see what we get here from the euro, knowing that, again, overall, the market is still in an uptrend. We're still above that OTE, so we are good. Okay, so playing this forward, moving up now, taking out this high, we have a new break of structure here on the hourly, and you can see where we do get the market just taking off to the upside. Okay, so really nice there. 2 examples of the market coming back here into OTE. Now, what about when it's not this clean? What about when it doesn't work out? Because there will be those cases, okay? And I don't want to just come across as, cherry picking these opportunities here on the euro. So what I've done here is I've looked at the last 2 months and I've mapped out all of the change of characters and break of structures on the hourly time frames. And then I have mapped out the fibs, the premium and discount zones for each of these. So just to kind of explain this, if you see a green check, this means that we had, confirmed change of character, external high, external low. The market came right there into the OTE where you could have literally just sold or bought and it would have worked out. Now, the thumbs down means that the market never came into that OTE. Okay, so there will be those cases as well, like I said before. And then the X's are the ones where the market came down here into the OTE and then just continued lower. Okay, and both of these cases resulted in a change of character. Now, the beauty of this though, is that even these cases right here, these two X's you see, I'm going to show you here in a second of how this can be incredibly advantageous as well, even when they don't work out. But the bottom line here is that you can see that this right here was a confirmed change of character. Okay, and this is our external high up here. This was our external low. You can see where the euro came right here into our pocket, right there into the OTE before selling off. And you'll see this so many times. When you start to do testing on this, you will be amazed at how often the market does this. Now, you will get cases like this too, where the market gets really tight in a trend like this. And you can see here, we dropped down, went sideways, dropped down again, went sideways. And there will be cases like this here where you don't get the market moving into that OTE. And that's okay. There are going to be cases where you're not going to catch every move. That's why you can either change the time frame, go lower, although you will get a bit more noise with that, or watch multiple markets. If you're watching, 3 or 4 markets like this, then chances are you're going to have a couple of chances every week to get into trades. And right down here, you can see once again that we had a green check here where the market came right here into this OTE and then dropped lower. We had a change of character back here, nothing down here, right? Thumbs down here because we did not get the euro coming back here into this OTE before we got this uptrend. Okay, but right through here again, we had a break of structure, came right down here into the OTE. Once again, break of structure, tapped right off this level here. Over here now, let's look at this because this is a case where it didn't work out. Now, the beautiful thing about using OTE like this area, this zone, is that in this case, okay, if we look over here, I'm going to go ahead and remove this just to kind of clean it up a little bit, just to make it clear for you guys. But basically, when you have a case like this where you have external low, external high, okay, so just like we were doing before, external low down here, we had the break of structure. This was our external low. External high up here, we drag our fibs. And this was our OTE where we're looking for buys. Now, in this case, a couple of things I want to point out. Okay, first of all, one rule here or side rule to this is that you want to see the market get back above the 50%. Okay, now it doesn't have to do that in order for it to be a buy. But if it can't, and it just continues to go sideways here below the 50% line, and it can't really bounce from this area, that's an indication for you that the market is probably about to reverse. Okay, it's looking weak. So in this case, even though this didn't work out, this was an early warning sign. We never got above the 50%. And what you'll also notice here too is that we actually closed below the OTE. Okay, so we closed below the OTE zone right here. And then notice what happened. We got to move up here into this inefficiency back here, and then we sold off. So in this case, the beauty of this is that if you're using OTE, notice where the change of character happened. The change of character was off of this low right here. So we didn't have a confirmed change of character until this close. Now look at where this OTE is. We got the close below it through here. So if you look at this and we go ahead and look at the distance of this from this closing price down here to this closing price when we got that change of character, this was basically about 23, 24 pips. Okay, so that would have tipped you off about 24 pips in advance that we were about to get a reversal and a change of character. Now, the other thing here is if we look at the days, this was on a Tuesday, this over here was on a Wednesday. So not only was it 24 pips, but this was a 24-hour advance notification that we were about to get a change of character. So the point being that when you have a trending market, okay, so this is your OTE down here for a trending market, let's say, when you get a market that all of a sudden goes from respecting this area, okay, to doing something like this, and closing below, then you know that that's a pretty good indication that we are about to get a reversal. This right here, you want to see this area respected because the moment we start to drop below here and we get acceptance below that 79%, and the same thing with the downtrend. Okay, the moment that we drop below this area here, it shows you that there is now a shift in the pattern that you've had for, in this case, the last couple of weeks. Okay. So this right here was an early warning sign that a change of character was coming. Now, if you look over here, same thing. Okay, we have this external high up here. We got the move down here to this external low. The market came up here. This resulted in a change of character. Okay, as you can see right here on this candle. The second we got the close above here, this was a bullish change of character telling us that bulls were in control. And if I move over here, you can see that that was certainly the case. Okay, we got a nice uptrend after that. But once again, you look at the OTE. Okay, look at the OTE of this. So you can see that this zone right here, this high up here, okay, and this low, this is your OTE from this move, external high, external low down here. This was your OTE. The second that we got the close above here, that acceptance above, that told you that this was different, right, from what we saw back here during this downtrend. Okay, so that was your early warning sign that we were about to get a change of character. So once again, if we look at the difference here in terms of pips, right, on this close right here, this was your acceptance above that OTE. So from here to this candle up here that actually confirmed the change of character, you're talking about 20 pips. Now, once again, this was a full 24 hours in advance. Okay, so over here, this was a Tuesday. Over here, this was a Wednesday. So again, you have a full 24 hours advance notice. You also have 20 pips advance notice that you're about to get a change of character. Now, this won't always be the case, but in my testing, I have found that when a market starts to disrespect the OTE like this here, or like this here, and starts to close above in this case, or below in this case, that you are about to get a continuation of that trend, okay, or a reversal in this case from bullish to bearish, okay? So that's really important to understand too, that once you get that OTE violated like that and you get that acceptance above or below, that is also something to pay attention to. All right, so I mean, so many uses for this, guys. It's really an incredible tool. It's very, very simple to use. And one thing I want to point out here as well, you can see, I mean, back here, we got the market moving back here into the zone, which we just looked at on the other chart. But one thing that I do want to point out here is over here. So in this case where we did not get the euro coming back here into this OTE, okay, so we had the change of character right here. So hourly change of character up here, we had our OTE down here in this region. Now, I remember this one distinctly because I was actually looking to trade this inside of Discord with VIP members. And when I saw this change of character, I was telling members that this was the pocket down here that I was looking to buy against. Okay, and obviously we never got that. I mean, if you move this over, you can see where we just never got the euro coming anywhere close to this area, much less even, I mean, the discount zone as well. Now, traders make the mistake though, when you see this right here, traders make the mistake of thinking, okay, we're not coming down here. Let me remove this area. Let me remove my levels from here because it's just not going to happen. Now, that was a mistake because what you can see over here, if we drag this forward, okay, I want to show you something really, really eye-opening here. So looking here, all we've done here is just drag this over. So we still have the external low. We have this external high up here that confirmed the change of character. So all I've done is just drag this over, okay, same low, same high. And this was the OTE that we did not get the market coming back into over here. Now, what you're going to notice is that way over here, when we got the market moving lower in this change of character, notice where the euro came right here into that previous OTE, okay? So this pocket down here, the market came back to rebalance that, to revisit it. So again, these are areas that if you don't see the market rebalance areas like this, don't forget about it because it could become a target later on. So a really, really powerful tool to help you refine your areas of interest and also stay patient in the trending market. Just make sure that you are with the trend when you use this tool. If you learned something from this video, be sure to subscribe to the channel because I have videos just like this one coming out every single week. Until next time, trade well out there.